Hey Aquarius, welcome to your reading. I'm Empress Rose. These are general readings, so take what works, leave what doesn't. Hopefully you'll find something of value here, but I would be very surprised if every single word I said resonated with every single person watching this. So we're going to co-create here with our intuition, and I'm going to use my intuition to read these cards. You're going to use your intuition, so we're going to kind of work together that way. So over here on YouTube, we're going to be doing Oracle deck readings. And then if you like, you can join me over on Vimeo for a more traditional tarot spread. So operator error here. I already pulled the cards and then we started recording here. So what we're having here is there's some searching and then there's some territory issues, boundary issues. So here we have these three crows over here, searching for insight, saving something. Something's been saved. Something is being saved for later here. Everyone's getting this caching card. I don't know what the deal is, but everyone's getting this caching card, saving something for later. So maybe we all need to be saving up our money, saving up our dough, saving something for later. Having plenty now and maybe this little bit of a foggy situation, not quite sure what's going on, but it's time to put something away, save it for later. Investment, this can be investment here. Right? Who knows? Maybe even this little seed grows into something bigger and you come back and there's 100 more seeds. Or maybe it's just there right where you left it. But it's there for the future. It's there for a rainy day or for a day when you can't find anything else. So there's something being saved here. And scavenge and insight. Just these there's really something interesting about scavenge, the way these crows are all sort of shaped similarly, this looking in the present moment, looking in the moment that they're in. One is finding stuff in the moment that they're in, but saving it for later. So there could be a lot of ideas going on or something going on here where you're wanting to hold off on something. You're wanting to hold off on something. There's a resource here that you're not meant to use right now, but you can, and it could be an idea. It could be an idea that you have that's not meant for now. It's meant for later. So, but you have it now. You have the idea, or you have the inspiration, or you have a concept going on right now, or money even going on right now, and but you're not meant to use it right now. You're meant to use it in the future. So it's for something further ahead here. So if you're getting an idea or you're wanting to do something, this is a little bit of like, okay, let's put that in the back pocket and save it for later. Insight. So this one is searching for a solution, maybe getting some insight into something and then being able, not necessarily being able to use it right now, but being able to use it in the future. So this insight that you're gaining is for your future. It's for something that's coming up. A time that's coming up that's not here yet. So the insight though has to do with experimenting, exploring ideas. I love how it's, oh my gosh, there's like this, there's a little bit of a foggy area in these three cards too. We're dealing with some fog, some unknown. So this is saving for an unknown future. This is seeking out information and understanding in an unknown situation, seeking out understanding, trying to figure it out, using all the resources that you have, using some sort of tools, being very clever about putting these tools together and figuring out how to deal with a situation. How do you get what you want? It's going to take some figuring out and some experimenting. I feel like it's a little bit playful because we're also talking about nature here, and I'm seeing the same lights here. This sort of space, a natural space, or something that's very natural, something that's not really, you'd be an idiot to fight it, basically. And I think that that's part of what this insight is coming in. It's these bright ideas, these sort of Edison bulbs here, and these bright ideas. It's going to come very naturally, so don't force something. But this one is trying to get this shrimp. Was not able to reach the shrimp in the water, but figured out that every stone they put in the water, the level of the water rose, the floating shrimp also rose, so the meal's getting closer. They're getting closer to what they want, but they're having to, it's not for now, it's not right now that you're going to get what you want, but there is going to be some work and maybe some play to figure out how to get what you want, how to bring it in, how to bring it towards you. But you do need to be mining your own thing. But there is a sense of it being very natural and unstoppable once you figure out the trick, or once you figure out what's going on. And this one, you know, this pile of rocks right here definitely looks like a brain. The shrimp almost looks like a brain. It's just like thinking it through, looking for insight, looking for that moment of insight. And then we also have scavenge, same thing, looking for something, looking. And maybe you're looking for something you buried in the past, something from the past that you were like, oh, I'm going to save that for the future. And now there might be like, well, now where did it go? Now where did I put that? Because scavenge here is something that looks like it's used up, looks like you don't need it anymore, but there's something of value. So in all of these we have you looking for something of value, something important and something valuable to you, and trying to find it. Maybe you look over here in some sort of discarded area, some sort of garbage heap of the past. Maybe it's back in the past. Maybe what you're looking for is back here. Maybe what you're looking for is in the future, and maybe you saved it and it's in the future. But you're going to have to figure something. You're trying to figure something out. It's really fascinating. Is it about the past? Is it about the future? And here you are trying to figure something out. Something's very unclear, and you don't know if the clarity is back there, if you need to go back and review some place you've already been to find what you're looking for, or if you need to be looking more towards the future, taking that tactic and that angle. Like, you're trying to figure something out. You're trying to find something. I think you're trying to find a solution to something, or and we have scavenge from dealing with the past, and caching dealing with the future. And all three cards have you searching for something, needing something, trying to find something, and this kind of foggy area of this like kind of unknown situation. And like, where did it go? Is it back there? Is it up there? Something was saved for later, and I don't think you can find it right now. This might have been a person. This might have been an idea, or something that you were doing at some point, and saved it for later. And now you're going to have to figure out where it went, and you're going to have to think a lot about where it went. That's what I'm seeing here. Nature, so something very natural. There is a sense, though, of the separation from busyness. Being out in nature may be important here. Maybe what you're missing, the part that you're missing, the piece that you're missing here, could be out in nature, could be something where you need to go out in nature. That's where your ideas are. That's where you stored them. That's where they're going to be. There's also the sense of it's going to be away from other people. There is a sense of a lot online here, and being not online, or not part of that grouping. Being separate from the grouping, getting back to more maybe natural communication, or natural, it's like more real here. And that's where your ideas are. They're more in reality and less in some sort of theoretical place. Because these all have you searching for something, but I think you need to search in the tangible reality and not necessarily online. I don't think your answers are going to come. Maybe they will, but there are ideas waiting for you to find, and the only way I think you're going to find them is in nature. But there is something, nature's very, it just is. It's the isness of things, right? There's a maturation here. There's a natural process. And a maturation. in this natural process, and this, as you're gaining insight, thinking about the future, thinking about the past, trying to find something. It seems like perhaps the answer is going to be in nature. But there is these two meeting out here, away from all of this, away from the group, away from the everything, and this is where the ideas are coming. So maybe that'll help with whatever you're looking for, trying to find the answer for something in the past, in the future. You know, going out to nature is, and it might be unpleasant, right? It's raining out here. This isn't warm and cozy. There might be a little bit of unpleasantness. Like you might have to, I want to say, take a risk or go out, be uncomfortable. It might be uncomfortable. The nature of the situation could be very uncomfortable, but I think this is where your ideas are. The insight and the clarity is going to be had in a place, I almost see like an arena of discomfort and an arena of exposure to the elements. The sense of exposure here, but nature I think is really going to help you with your insight. And then we have territory, so we have boundaries, having good boundaries, holding good boundaries. The boundaries are super important here. And territory, whose territory? And maybe there's something about the nature of territory, right? It's a survival skill. Maintaining a territory is a survival skill, especially if you've buried something in some sort of place in a future, especially if there's something of value that you keep in your territory. You don't want someone taking over your territory, because then they get all these things that you've saved up too. So there's a sense of like wanting to claim space here and wanting other people to stay out of your space. I feel like there's a sense of wanting to figure something out on your own. You don't want others coming in to figure it out for you. You don't want to share something. Like you're sharing, what you're sharing is with like enough people that it's not, but everybody wants the same thing. Like you're holding boundaries, someone else can hold boundaries too, right? Everybody gets and deserves their own boundaries of what's okay with them and what's not okay with them. And just like you don't want other people telling you what you should be okay with, what you should want, you don't want to be, they feel the same way. They don't want other people telling them what they should be okay with and what they shouldn't be okay with and all of that, right? It's like a mutuality, a mirrored respect of boundaries here is required. And it's about like the nature of the situation. Is it uncomfortable? Possibly. So there could be a sense too where you need to hold boundaries. Okay, let's get some other cards in here. Ooh, I like this. Ooh, okay. Well, a win-win outcome is forecast, new moon in Libra. So there'll be some, so the insight that you're looking for is coming, and you're going to be able to see clearly. This is about mutual respect. Again, it's getting a similar thing of this territory, mutual respect, and being able to see something very clearly, and it'll be to the benefit of both parties will be happy with the situation. When all is said and done, when the new moon shows us and reveals us or when the full moon, that light shows us everything, when all is said and done, both parties are going to be happy. There's going to be some good, both parties are going to be happy with where these boundaries are drawn, where the territory is. It's time to release negativity. Okay, so, not being, releasing negativity. We have full moon in Scorpio. So where you might have been overprotective or defensive in some way, this is put those defenses down. We can still respect boundaries even when we're not being like negative and defensive, right? Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? Oh, I like this, especially with this nature card right here. Like this can be about an actual journey, an actual place where you want to go. And it could be someplace in nature, a trip to the beach or the mountains or something like that. Something that's sacred to you, someplace that's very special to you. So where are you being called to journey to? And then we have break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. So we have sort of leaving something behind, leaving a dark area, a dark time behind. This time to release negativity and break the chain. It's time to rewriting the future, healing, ancestral patterns. I feel like it could be time to sort of break some learned behaviors, break away from the way you learned how to handle things and deal with territory issues or something like that, like breaking away from that. This would be definitely a card in my mind we have break the chain and then we have Imrama. So we have, you want to go somewhere, but you have to leave this part behind. So if you want to go somewhere, you're going to have to, this pattern isn't working anymore. If you want a different future, you have to do something different. And this is going to require your own healing, which feels a little scary at the time, especially if you've been in this cave for a while. It can feel a little agoraphobic. That freedom and that healing can feel a little like frightening, and it can feel intimidating and scary. So there's a sense of this pain, this habit of pain, maybe this habit of negativity, or this habit is something that needs to be left behind. It belongs in the dark. It belongs in this cave, but you do not. You belong out here in the freedom, going to where you want to. And this Imrama thing is more about, you don't maybe necessarily know where you want to go. You don't necessarily know where the future is, but you want to, it's time to start envisioning it. It's time to start thinking about how you want to replace maybe some old habit or some old situation, how you want to replace it. Right, because we can't say, you can say, I don't want to ever be like my parents, right? You can say that, but unless you come up with a plan to replace it, you're going to have this vacuum of the way your parents were, and then you're going to put inadvertently something that's actually really similar to exactly what they did. So you have to come up with like a totally different plan of what you're going to put in that place, because nature abhors a vacuum. So if you're going to take some sort of habit or some sort of issue and you're going to be like, just not this, well, it's probably just going to get sucked right back into, the place where that behavior or that idea would be. So you have to come up with a plan. Okay, we're going to remove this gunk out of the drain here, but what we're going to put in instead is water instead of hair. No, this metaphor is not working. So, but there is a sense of needing to replace something. And I don't think you know what you want to put in to, like, whatever ancestral pattern you're breaking is maybe making these holes, and you want to put something in it, and I'm not sure you know what, but that's going to take some thinking, right? This insight, this vision quest. Where are you being called to journey to? This isn't saying head out on this journey. This is saying it's time to start envisioning and seeing what you want this future to look like. There might be something from the past of value for you to look at too. Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's this sense of dreaming in both of these, wanting a different future. You're kind of maybe a little bit stuck somewhere. You can free yourself though. This is this one here. Like this keys on trees, you're stuck here, maybe an awkward situation, maybe a difficult situation. You can figure this out. You can find the insight. You can figure out, you can find the right key. You have the tools, the keys, the right solution to your problem is around you. It's here. You have the ability to reach from it. It is going to take some work, and both of these talk to experimentation to get what you want, or working through each you know, key or each possible solution to get what you want. You can do it though. This is saying that you can free yourself. You can figure out what needs to be done in the situation for you to get what you want, for you to get out of, right? If you want to get out of this tower, which it looks like you do, you want to get out of this tower, or this prison, or this place where you're locked, it's going to take some thinking and some figuring out and a couple different tries, but you can do it. We also have these two dreamers right here. We have this one putting out some test runs. This is Touch the Sky. So very much talking about dreaming, envisioning something. She's in two worlds. She's half back here, but she's trying to get out. She wants to do this. So she's putting out these little sort of feelers out into the world of what would it be like to say this? What would it be like to communicate this? There are experiments going on. So this is again about these experiments of what's going to work here, right? And there's these birds talking about communication. There's communication being withheld, but there is this whole experimental vibe. These are all three talking about an experimental vibe about what's going to work and what's not going to work. And then we have Sea Witch here. We're still not going anywhere. She's got a toy. She's playing around with an idea, trying to figure out how to make something go. Does not have the right tools right now. Again, with this caching card, these two have been coming out together. This is not having the right, not either needing something right now or not having the right tools right now, but both of these are talking about the future where we're going to need this and we're actually going to really use these. But right now we don't need something, or right now we don't have access to something, but we're preparing. Both of these are about preparing for the future. You're preparing your own skill set, your own ability to move forward. You're preparing that. You're trying to figure something out. How do I make this go? How do I move? How do I move forward? How do I get something going? And then this is about also about the future. Like, I'm going to want to eat eventually. I'm going to need this stuff in the future. So so both of these planning about the future. And there is something else here about this vision quest thing, envisioning the future, figuring out and practicing and figuring out what you want in the future. None of this is like right now, but you can figure out how to get out of this. The insight is coming. You're going to like where you're going. Nature may be crucial in the process, but you are leaving something behind that's no longer working for you, and you are going someplace, but you have to figure out where you're going before you go there. So, so there's a lot of visioning about the future and test runs and figuring something out. We also have the gardener. Taking care of yourself is going to really contribute to everybody else around you. So it's coming in with this nature thing, and also this win-win, right? When we take care of ourselves, our community wins. When we take care of our own inner peace and our own inner light, our community, we bring our best self to our community is improved by every single person bringing their best self into it. One last one. Oh, modest mouse. Contentment, stealth, humbleness. Tiny keeper of inner strength, help me to unlock my hidden potential. Oh my gosh, I love that, because this was all dealing with potential. We have all of this potential for the future, and we want to unlock it, right? We want to unlock the hidden potential, basically. We know we have potential. Where is it? We're kind of looking around for it. We're scavenging for it. We know our future has something for us. What is it? And there's this prayer, right, of unlocking, breaking the chain, unlocking, rewriting the future, accessing this hidden potential. Oh, I feel like we had a little bit of a slow start here, Aquarius, but I feel like this modest mouse, this tiny little squeaky mouse really like pulled this all together, because that's basically, in summary, you're working on unlocking the hidden potential. We're still talking potential here. There's no movement, but there's potential, and we're trying to leave something behind, and we need to vision and unlock that potential of the future. And that's what you're working on right now. All right. Well, join me over on Vimeo if you so choose. If not, I'll talk to you guys in a while.